This is it. This is the last day that I'm at this flat. Say goodbye. I lived here over 2 years and I'm very grateful. And oh my God, I'm so ready for the moving process to be over. Let's get it done. I know it's kind of silly to film in the middle of the night where you can't see anything, but here's my mess. Over here and over there and over there, and I actually tidied up a huge mess in here today. Wait, the hallway. Haven't even started stacking books. The pile of boxes in this corner is getting bigger and bigger. And then we have the bathroom, which is also not tidy. The end. Hello, I'm finally in the mood to cook these. I'm supposed to cook these? So let's do it. It says to cook it in a pan for 6 minutes, flipping onto both sides. Let's fucking go! I've had dinner, I've had a drink as well, so I'm a little bit all over the place. I've been incredibly tired the last couple of weeks because I've been so busy with like work and moving and sorting things and just By the way, the noise is the dishwasher doing an intense self-clean. Because when I moved in, the flat wasn't too clean, so I'm just slowly but surely cleaning everything. I poured some oil. You can't see shit, can you? I poured some oil in there. These are my freshly bought dishes that I need to wash in the dishwasher once it's done doing a super intense mega self-clean. Anko mochi time, anko mochi time. Ooh, there's 3? We have to cook all 3 right now because I'm not gonna be in the mood ever again. Interesting, the oil doesn't go to the middle of the pan. How are you liking the dishwasher / sink sounds? Music to my ears. Who needs waterfalls when you have a... Anyways, I'm not gonna finish that thought. And also, guess what I'm drinking today? The day finally came when I'm drinking this. I never drink whiskey. I really regret having bought 2 cans. It's not really for my taste. And I just mixed it with some of this. Oh God, that's a lot. I'm a little bit tipsy already, so it doesn't matter. And then I mix it. This is not very sweet, but it definitely makes the highball drinkable. 6 minutes. Oh God. I had a little sip from the can, just a little drop that was left. Ugh. I feel like the heat... Oh no, they're stuck together now. Excuse me. Ooh. Definitely too oily. This is like a very new pan, so it didn't really need any oil, but they said to add oil. I can dry them off once I get them off the heat. Okay, it's been less than 6 minutes, but this is a new stove for me, so I don't know, maybe it cooks quicker. They're very sticky. I think I need to let them cool down, right? Because otherwise I'm gonna burn everything that is dear and near to me. Oh shit, it's sticking. Okay, we avoided a crisis. Looks a little sad, doesn't it? It's probably a little too hot, but I really want to try it. Very chewy, very sticky. Oh my gosh, so hot. Can't stop though. I want to get to the middle. It's just red bean paste. Very simple. But tipsy me has no problems with it. Oh, so hot. Hello! I'm here to tell you about my 2-week family road trip from Lithuania all the way to Italy. So the first place that we visited on our journey was the Archbach Teplice rocks. It's essentially a bunch of sandstone formations in the Czech Republic, a national park / rock climbing place that a lot of people visit. So the rocks are definitely quite tall and really impressive. They have like different names as well based on the shapes that they take. I don't remember most of the names. I think one of them was like called the Elephant Rock or something because it looked like an elephant. Some of them look like human heads or faces. We just took the main route that everybody takes, and the second half kind of kicked our asses because there was a lot of stairs. It's definitely worth visiting. The rocks look really impressive, massive, huge. And then there were also like a few waterfalls, but they were not really impressive. We just saw them and were like, that's it? Okay, so you're definitely going there for the rocks. Dresden? Was it Dresden? Like, this is bad. I planned the trip and I still don't remember where we went. So then we visited Dresden, the city in Germany. We didn't really expect anything because we didn't even plan on visiting the city, but we had to stay there overnight. And we went for a walk in the evening and oh my god, was it a pleasant surprise. The old buildings are gorgeous and the entirety of the riverside is a sight to behold. Interestingly enough, the old buildings weren't really well lit, you know, the way old monuments usually are, so that you can clearly see them in the nighttime. So that added a certain charm as well. So it was a very lovely city. We belong to you and me. All right, and then we visited the Bastei in Germany, which is a rock formation rising above the Elbe River. It just looked really impressive in pictures with a stone bridge and everything, but the reality was a little bit different. Once again, it was kind of a lot of stairs and a high climb. You get a really nice panoramic vista of the entire vicinity, and the bridge among the rocks does look quite nice, but I was expecting a little bit more personally. And what was really fun about visiting this object was that you can park your car at a car park and then take a little boat to access the park. And there are a bunch of duckies. So many ducks, and they were huge. They looked like a mixed breed between geese and ducks. Massive in size. Anyway, that's what I care about in trips. And then one of my dad's must-dos was visiting the BMW museum in Germany. A lot of cool motorcycles and cars. You can also see a lot of engines from like Formula 1 cars and aircrafts. A big chunk of the exposition is just like talking about concepts and like showing different car parts and stuff like that. And you don't get to see that many of the actual cars. My dad definitely enjoyed this trip. He was just like standing there staring at this one model. It was quite funny. And then we went to München. I'm so like the clash of the American and European pronunciations is kicking my ass, man. Anyways, we went to the M city. Its old town is really nice as well. Very pretty buildings, and they had this cool bar in there that had just like a random boar thing sitting there in like traditional clothing. That was the highlight of our evening for sure. And then we drove from Germany towards Switzerland, and we started seeing some of the mountains and the meadows, and it was very beautiful, and the mountains are really tall, and I was looking at them like, this is beautiful. This is exactly what we wanted to see in Switzerland, and boy did we get to see it. And then we arrived at Lucerne. PewDiePie posted a video about Switzerland where he stayed in Lucerne, and that's where I got the inspiration that we should like visit Switzerland this year. And so we went. When people tell you that Switzerland is beautiful, like it's not just an overgeneralization. If you have the means and the funds, definitely go there, even if for a couple of days of, you know, enjoying the sights, but just eating dry sandwiches from the store or something in order to save money. I think I actually clocked the hotel that PewDiePie stayed in because it was like a little bit further away from the main area of the city on the hill, and it's kind of like a fancy hotel. You can tell from this video that it's kind of fancy. So we were able to get up to the hotel because it does have a funicular. My god, English and European again. The thing that takes you up a slope. And the views were really, really lovely, so I'm glad I got to see that. And then we drove through Switzerland some more. The initial plan was to stay in Switzerland a lot longer, but everything was so expensive that we just decided to just keep driving and go all the way to Italy. And on our way from Switzerland to Italy, as you would expect, we drove through even taller mountain ranges, and that was a breathtaking car ride. We drove so high up that when we got to one of the viewing points, the temperature below was around like 33 degrees Celsius. The temperature above was around 13 degrees Celsius with a strong wind. So we quickly got out of the car, looked around, took some pictures, and ran back in. But truly, I had never seen mountains this tall before, and the paths are really fun because they wind around the mountains and you never know what kind of vista you're gonna see around the next corner. Highly recommend driving from Switzerland to Italy. And then we arrived at Lake Como. It's obviously a very huge lake. I can't remember exactly which area we stayed in. I'm just gonna put it on the screen here when I'm editing. And it was exactly what we wanted. We had the lake, we had the mountains all around us, we had a nice little place to stay at. So we stayed there for a couple of days, and it was a very nice, relaxing time. And actually, when we went there, they had a few like rainy, colder days, which was perfect for us Lithuanians because we'd rather take like cooler weather than the scorching heat of Italy. We took like a billion different walks around the area. And also my mom went for a swim at night, which looks incredible now that I'm looking at it. And then we decided that just a lake is not going to be enough for a holiday, and we need to reach a sea, as we always do. So we drove down to Genoa, Italy, and stayed there for a couple of days as well. One of our special interests when visiting bigger foreign cities is visiting their aquariums. Something that never gets old is the huge aquariums where they have a bunch of different fishes swimming all together. I could stare at those for hours. So for me, it's always worth going just for that. And they had a shark that had its mouth on the, what was it, fresh water / oxygen tube? I don't know what it was. And then just more visits to the sea, taking it all in, chillaxing, relaxing. And then we started our journey back. We realized that this amount of driving in the car is probably the first and last time that we're ever doing this because it was quite intense. On our way back, we stopped in this restaurant in the Czech Republic again. And this was the first time that I tried a black and tan beer cocktail. You just take a light and dark beer and mix them together. And they call it a black and tan or a half and half. And it's a very popular thing in the Czech Republic. I highly recommend it. It looks really fun. And it tastes like beer. So, and yeah, that was my trip. How do I end this video?